beautiful, sunny, hot day here in Hawaii. And I'm Susan Peters Chesley. Thank you for visiting my channel or my page, wherever this is showing today. I just wanted to, I've not been doing any videos. I've been kind of burnt out, and I needed to step away from all the platforms. I've been very overwhelmed by every platform for the last 3 years. And last year, I kind of found out why. I kind of found out the why of my whole life, which I'm very glad I know the why of certain behaviors that I've had, certain thoughts, certain actions and things. And it's actually helped me to take a deep breath and say, okay, that's it, and it's okay. And I'm talking about Asperger's syndrome disorder, ASD. I don't call it a disorder, and it's not a mental illness. It is not. I'm not really sure. I haven't checked recently to see if it's in a DSM under mental illness, but it is under a disorder, which I disagree with wholeheartedly. You know, the world celebrates difference, but yet we're so quick to point out what's disordered, right? So you can't have difference and disorder. Those two do not go together. Either everyone is different and unique, or people are considered normal, and then there's the disorder. And this is the reality. We love to say, oh my gosh, people are so unique, everyone's different, no one's the same, which is 100% true. There are no two people, not even identical twins, no two people that have ever been living, will live, or living today who are exactly alike. In no way. So we are unique. There is no normal. Therefore, if there's no normal, disorder does not exist. That's my thinking, and that's probably I have different perspectives. I have deep perspective as an Aspie. I always have. From a child that I can remember being cognitively aware of my thoughts and actions, I have been this way. And I have been called abnormal. I have been called bossy, loud, obnoxious, hysterical. I've been called attention seeking, crazy, not only by strangers, but by people I'm related to. So I'm going to change the direction of this channel, because I've been trying to fit in my whole life, trying to deal with neurotypical issues, and I cannot do it. I mean, I write neurotypical ebooks and stuff, but it's very clinical, because it doesn't feel comfortable to me. It doesn't feel like me. And so it comes off as very clinical. I know that. I get it. But, you know, some neurotypical people, it seems to work with them. So, you know, I've had success with several clients that have used my ebooks, and, you know, they're neurotypical, and it seems to work well with them. But with Aspies, I feel I could be more creative, more me, more comfortable. I can bring my experience into my writing, into my talking, into my breathing, into my walking. And today I'm talking about rejection. I will not comply anymore. I've complied my whole life with people rejecting me, trying to mold me into something else, and I was compliant. I mean, I bent over backwards. I took courses. I took charm school. I went to Everything that my mother could think of to normalize me, I went to, and I didn't fit. And it really disappointed her. And I really feel bad that she was disappointed. But I did excel in music, in writing and reading, and being alone. So I excelled in things that I could do by myself, and in gaming, in competition. I excelled in things that I didn't have to do a whole lot of um, human interaction with. Or if I did human interaction, there were people that I could relate to in my expert area, that I only talked about that area and I didn't have to go into any deeper. But when you're talking about family and friends, and people that you normally hang around with, you're going to be rejected. You're going to be called weird. You're going to be disbelieved. You're going to be um, alone a lot, or there'd be silence on the other end a lot. And what I learned to do over the last 3 years of my cognitive behavioral therapist study is to deal with my feelings myself. The outside world does not control me. My family doesn't control my feelings. My friends doesn't control my feelings. How I feel about myself is totally up to me. I don't need to rely on anyone else to complete me or to make me feel worthy. And neither do you. Wherever you are on the spectrum, because the spectrum has so many, ADD, ADHD, ODD, Aspergers, which is a higher functioning level of autism, and there's different levels of high functioning. I'm just extremely high functioning, and people can't tell. But in my head, I am disorganized. My home is usually disorganized, and I have to really, I really have to put the I can't even get the word out. I have to make myself be orderly. Okay, I've never been able to be an orderly person, and I don't like to use the word never, but that's true. I don't have it naturally in me. Um, and my mom didn't like it, my husband didn't like it, my kids didn't like it, nobody liked it, but I felt comfortable in an imperfect home just like I do today, and nobody lives with me, so nobody has to complain. It's not messy or junky or dirty. It's just disordered. I have a hard time finding things because I'll put it places where, so I don't lose it, and then I lose it. So that happens all the time. Um, you know, uh, I forget people's names. You could tell me 20 times. Unless I have regular interaction with you, I won't remember your name. There's people I've known since 2018. I really have a hard time remembering her name. I'm just now getting to the point of remembering her name, and I could never tell her that because she would take it the wrong way. It's just my brain. So I do mnemonics and stuff to remember people's brain. But anyway, I'm doing an event on Facebook, on my Facebook page, and I'll put it in the below the comments in the description below. It's an Asperger's diagnosis late in life and embracing empowerment as a Black, Indigenous, person of color woman. Now, I will center Black, Indigenous, and people of color. I will center, most of the material will center our community. But everyone from the dominant culture on is welcome because we have a lot of the same experiences. We're going to have a lot of the same experiences, even through race and culture and society and class. But I will probably be stressing more of my cultural community and the experience of the reaction from my cultural community versus, what's out there. Okay, such as I am hard pressed to find any any academia research on um, Aspergers or autism in the Black, Indigenous, people of color community. It has always been based on white cisgender boys. Now they're doing white cisgender girls. There's I haven't even seen any LGBTQ or transgender or any, in other words, anyone in the margins has not been included in any of the research. So that's what I'm here for. I need you to reach out. I need you to share your feelings if you feel these certain way, or if you're Aspie or you're autistic. Mostly I'm going to be dealing with Aspie, high functioning Asperger's. Um, um, Share your experiences, because the more experiences that are shared, the more research that can be done, the more research that can be documented, more case studies that can be done. And maybe together we can bring our case studies to academia and publish them, so other families can have this feeling of not being alone anymore, or having to hide. I just recently outed myself just the last couple of weeks, and I was afraid. I was misdiagnosed with 3 or 4 mental illnesses by at least 6 different doctors, and not one of them ever suggested Asperger's until last year. The same thing with my lupus. I was misdiagnosed with all kinds of physical ailments and mental illnesses, and come to find out it was all lupus. One doctor. So it only takes one person to see and say, oh, that's not what that is. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Within my field of psychiatry and psychology that I work with my peers, um, they're not really educated. They're not educated. They're not even educated in cross-cultural training. And so I don't really even relate to a lot of them. So I hope to see you there. And thank you for tuning in, and thank you for listening to my rambling today. But I just wanted to let you know that I am officially changing the direction of my channel. I mean, I've done it before, but that's because I didn't know. I was trying to fit in and trying to find out what other people were interested in, instead of sharing what I am and what I'm interested in and who I am. So that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. If you find that it's something that interests you, or that may help yourself or someone else, please stay tuned. If not, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for showing up as long as you did. I appreciate you. And so it's getting hot. And again, aloha.